I'm not sure about y'all, but this is how I like to start my weekends. Boom, bam, bow. SPX 6055 calls sent out live. You might think a 5-figure 80% trade tops it for the week. Well, that's just where we get started. Monday, December 9th, 522 puts. As you can see, bam, bam, bada boom. We're going 176%, 196%, still falling. 224%, boom, took profit. Almost a 4-to-1 risk reward ratio sent out live. That was just on Monday. Now let's go to Tuesday. Here's the two trades we took on Tuesday. Scalping SPX and QQQ shorts right now. Sent both of those out live. As you can see, SPX absolutely smashed. QQQ followed. On QQQ, we did 96%. SPX, we did 230%. Here's a screenshot with the marked up confluences. Let me know if you can find the reason why I took this trade. And here's for QQQ. On Wednesday, we took this SPX trade. Unfortunately, this did not go and ended up getting stopped out, even though I was up 10% profit at one point. That's not enough for me to take profit, and I did end up getting stopped out. This week in total, I went 4 for 5 on my live called out trades and did a total of about 632% this week. I don't like to show profits because profits aren't impressive. Percentages and the process and the skill it takes to achieve those profits are way more impressive. A lot of people on social media people are deceived to the profits because some people use a super high amount of capital. I am never using more than about 2 to 5 grand per trade. If I'm making 3 to 5 grand per trade using that initial capital, that is way more impressive than making 10K based off of 100K investment. That's only really 10% of the trade. So is it really a good trade, or a lot of people just have a capital problem? People think they need a ton of money to start making money. That is absolutely not the case at all. So let me just tell a little bit more about myself. My name is Jesse. I'm 19 years old. I've been trading strictly options for about 1.5 years. To a lot of people, that is not a lot of time. I can almost guarantee I put in 100%, 110% way more work than a lot of the people who like to say they like to trade. I was on my computer about 10 to 15 hours a day, strictly trading options, sometimes not even taking trades that day, just watching the market. How are athletes so good? How are athletes able to beat their opponents? They watch screen time. What is screen time in the markets? Just watching market movement, getting familiar with what you're actually trading. In the beginning, a lot of people like to try to trade a ton of different things. That is not the way to do it. Stick to one stock, one ETF, one asset, whether it's gold, silver, whatever you want to trade, stick to it and get really good at it. Everything moves at a different volatility. I can't really determine what early success is for you in your trading journey, but if you want to be able to understand it as best, screen time is the most important part. So what exactly do I mean by screen time? You got to be able to understand what these green and red bars is, what the sides of them means, what these green and red bars mean, what each of these little wick things mean. You gotta be able to comprehend what exactly is going on before you can learn a strategy, and that is where a ton of people go wrong. What exactly do I mean by being able to comprehend the charts? You gotta be able to understand what volume is. You gotta be able to understand what buyer absorption, seller absorption, price action, levels, psych levels. You gotta be able to understand all of that. Support and resistance, you gotta be able to understand all of that. You gotta be able to identify, you gotta be able to comprehend what a candle is telling you. You gotta be able to comprehend different time frames. A lot of people try to skip over all of that and just try to go learn a simple strategy. There's no such thing as a simple strategy. The best way to start it off, this is not financial advice, learn how to comprehend the charts, learn how to understand what's going on, and then learn through different strategies. Whichever one makes the most sense, stick to it and do not switch it up. You're going to be learning that one strategy, and if something else starts to make sense and then you start to go learn a different strategy, those ideologies can combat with what you are learning now, and then that could just send you into a very confused state. And in trading, the last thing you want is to get confused. But once you start overthinking, once the double thoughts come in, like, oh, what if this, what if that, that is where you go wrong. That's where you should take a step back, go watch some YouTube, and then come back and learn what you were initially learning. Get really good at one thing before you try to put your eggs in different baskets. 1.5 years, Jesse, that's not a lot of time. Yes, I know. I'm very grateful. I had a very, very successful and good mentor. He knows who he is, and he got me to where I'm at this point. Just because I had a very good mentor doesn't mean I did not put that work in. As I said before, 10 to 15 hours a day strictly on my computer using my own capital. And that is one thing that put me ahead of the rest of the pack. Using my own capital taught me so many lessons in the beginning, because that is my money. I don't want to continue losing my money forever. It got to a point in my mind where things started clicking, and with trading, it's not something you it's like slowly start to make sense. You'll have an epiphany. It's like a aha moment. It will just click. There is no time limit on anything. People are always like, how much time will it take me to learn? How much time will I start making money? How much this, how much that? That is a you thing to figure out. That is something for you to figure out. Everybody learns differently. Everybody comprehends information at a different rate. There is no exact tell on how fast you will be able to learn something. I might learn something way faster than you. You might learn something way faster than me. It doesn't matter. It's a you thing. You can't ask another person who learns differently, who was taught differently, how long it's going to take you to learn. So first of all, get the time limit out of your mind. Patience is the #1 thing. I'm not gonna lie, I was trying to intend this video on like a trade review, how I did 630% return in one singular week, 4 to 5 on my live call outs. But it just kind of turned into like a brain dump video, so I'm gonna kind of keep going with it. Well, now that you know a little bit more about me, I'm gonna tell you how I trade. I trade a very simple strategy, break and retests. But I have a very keen eye for it. I can understand price action extremely well. I can understand support and resistance extremely well. Those are my 2 favorite ways to trade. Those are my 2 favorite concepts to trade, also including volume. So what am I looking for on the charts? So a lot of people are curious, what are these yellow lines on my charts? These are just my high time frame support and resistance zones, and this is how I trade. I trade level to level. A lot of people are like, how do you get such good returns on your trade? How do you get such percentages on your trades? I trade level to level. So there's big gaps to be filled, and that is what I'm looking for. As you can see, initial break of this first big previous resistance now acting as a support. Big break of that, we have the retest. We have the retest on decreasing buy volume. What does that mean? There's just simply not enough buyers in this time area to break the trend that it is now going in. Obviously, price is always going to have a retest. It doesn't matter if it's an impulsive breakout, it doesn't matter if it's a base breakout. There will always be a retest, so wait for the retest. Patience pays. I cannot stress that enough. Initial support here, retest on decreasing buy volume. We can see strong sell, weak buy, stronger sell. And we didn't know exactly that this was going to be a stronger sell, but from these stronger sells previously with these weak buy, strong sell, weak buy, we can tell this is just a retest, and especially with this initial drop candle. We can see retest, re-break of that low. That is where I took my entry and then rode these conch outs to the break of the. I think I have more than 200 trade reviews on this page alone. If you're curious and want more information, go watch those videos. I just felt like making this quick little video to highlight my returns for the week. I'm very happy about it, and I haven't made a video like this in a long time, and I haven't made like a vlog style trading. I also have vlogs up, so go check those out if you're curious. But yeah, so that kind of concludes this video. It was kind of like a brain dump and all over the place, but if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below. Thank you. Have a wonderful rest of your day.